I have to tell you, it met my expectations in a couple of ways. I knew that it was going to be challenging, and I knew that because I was on this unlevel surface, I was going to have to become focused. What I didn't expect was what I experienced after that. Because of the amount of focus that it took to do the basic and simple poses, the advanced poses were actually easier. I held advanced poses longer than I ever have because the focus was already there. It was the opposite of what I thought. What I thought was that I would have to focus harder to do the advanced poses, and the advanced poses would become harder. But in fact, the advanced poses became easier because the focus was there by nature of the board and the movement of the board.
So you completely dropped out of your thoughts.
I did every arm
completely
balance that you asked.
moved into your body.
Completely.
You can't balance, like arm balance or one-legged balance. You can't if you're even the slightest bit out. Like if you're not 100% there, you're off. So you have no room for judgment in your body. No judgment in your mind.
That was the biggest surprise to me, that the postures that would otherwise in a normal room require more out of me required less out of me.
Like the transition when we were doing the eagle and then warrior three, like that whole sequence. Tree, eagle, warrior three, back to eagle. It was actually quite, like my foot felt more solid in that series than probably it would have been on the floor. But it was because I was completely there. Like on the bird, when we first transitioned, like the first one, like I just slipped for a second and the board went and then I had to go right back, and then it was there. And it was like, you can't lose it for a split second. So you have to quiet your mind and body so deep, almost to the cellular level, to where the deepest you can go so that you can't falter. That was the most grounded my foot felt in that series. Like that's the most grounded my foot has ever felt, period, ever. Because it was like so in the zone. But emotionally, what did you feel after?
If Savasana, and I say often that a Savasana is the report card for a class, that was an A+.
Yeah.
Because I was completely relaxed. I forgot that I was on a board. I think that I became completely still, even with the rockers. Savasana was amazing. It was not at all what I thought. Yeah, I think that a person who practices all the time and feels like, I feel like I can take anyone's class in this studio and I can take it. I don't know that I've ever sweat that much. I don't know that I've ever worked that hard in your class, and I've taken your class many times. And it was just that variable, that added variable.
So there was many times I was looking around, looking at you guys. It was like there was no one else in the room. There couldn't be. You were completely focused.
I could see, based on the type of yogi that we have at this studio, in these type classes, in the 90-minute hot power classes, I could see an entire class of these. I don't know that I would want to practice in the next month or so without one. I'm like, I think I have a new addiction. Yeah.
It's